So Kevin Smith and Netflix have really messed up with this He-Man or Masters of the Universe show. Netflix knows it, Kevin Smith knows it, and Netflix is even losing a lot of subscribers in the US, not directly because of the Masters of the Universe show, but it's 100% going to hurt them. And like I said, Netflix knows this, Kevin Smith knows this. That's why Kevin Smith isn't talking about the show anymore. He knows he messed up, and I'm sure that Netflix let him know as well. Let's check this out. If you are also tired of people like Kevin Smith ruining pop culture, ruining stuff like Masters of the Universe, then please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I try to post multiple times a day. Let's get into the video. So like I said, whenever Kevin Smith first started talking about this whole situation, when he first did that live stream, I believe it was either the day of or the day after, whenever the Masters of the Universe show came out on Netflix, he did that live stream that was supposed to be celebrating the launch or the release of the show. And it really, like Clownfish TV said in their video right after that came out, it felt like a wake more than a celebration. The mood of the entire show was very somber, was very sad, not only of Kevin Smith, but also of his guests. The only people who didn't seem that sad about the situation were the people that were in the audience, and they would, randomly laugh at certain things that it just felt very awkward because Kevin Smith wasn't laughing at the things that they were laughing at. It was a very weird situation. It was a very weird setting, and in that setting, and I don't have the video pulled up, but I would play it. You can go check it out on Steph My Nerdy Home's Twitter. She posted all the clips from that live stream on her Twitter. In that live stream, Kevin Smith even says that Netflix told him that this situation is totally fine, and I'm sure that he wasn't supposed to say this because this makes Netflix look really bad. It makes Netflix look like they don't care about their subscribers, they don't care about their audience. But Kevin Smith himself said that Netflix doesn't care because they have 350 million subscribers, 250 million, whatever number he said. They have so many subscribers that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if people don't like the show. They don't care because people are going to watch it regardless. People are going to stay subscribed to Netflix regardless. But it seems like that might not actually be the case. It might be that Netflix is losing. So I mean, it's not might be. Netflix is 100% losing subscribers, especially in the US and Canada. Let me move this over a bit so you can see. But as you can see on the screen, this article is from The Hill, and it says Netflix loses 400,000 subscribers in US and Canada, and they blame the CV-19 for lumpiness and growth. And that doesn't make any sense. I mean, a lot of companies out there can blame it on CV-19. Like Disney can blame the bad Black Widow box office numbers on that, on everything that happened in 2020 and everything that's happening in 2021. You can blame it on that, because you have to go out in public. You have to go out around other people to see the movie. A lot of people aren't comfortable with doing that, and a lot of theaters, a lot of places just aren't open enough to do that in the first place. So not only are people uncomfortable, but also, like I said, places just aren't open enough to do that right now. But when it comes to streaming services, I don't think that this is a valid excuse for losing 400,000 subscribers. I think that streaming services, if anything, should have gained a lot of subscribers, especially in the US and Canada, because of what's happened in 2020 and 2021. Streaming services have boomed over this time. HBO Max has boomed. All these other streaming services have done very well over this time period, except for Netflix. And I wonder why that is. It's not strictly because of Kevin Smith and what happened with the Master of the Universe show, but it's because they're not just doing that show, they're doing all their other shows like that as well. The Masters of the Universe wasn't the only show that went woke on Netflix. It's pretty much every single show now on Netflix is following a similar template, following a similar model to the Masters of the Universe show. Especially whenever Netflix does remakes or reboots or whatever of old shows or old movies, they always follow the same template that He-Man, or I should say Masters of the Universe, because He-Man isn't really involved in the show, but it's always the same template. They always have, a male main character. They swap out the male main character for a female that was in the show before, but not really a main character, and they make her the main character, but that's not enough. They also have to put the man down. They also have to emasculate the man throughout the entire series or throughout the entire movie. That's the template. That's the model that Netflix is following now, and they're leaning into that more, even more than companies like Disney, even more than other studios out there that try to push this agenda. Netflix is leaning into this so much more, to where they're not even worried about making good content at all. They're not even attempting to make good content, and a lot of the content that they create, they're just trying to make sure that their content is socially acceptable, will get people talking on the internet, the people that they want to be watching their shows, and it's not you and me. It's not the people that are actually looking for good content. It's the people that are looking to watch things that are created by activists. They're not actually trying to make good content. They're just trying to push an agenda. They're trying to, support a cause, which is totally fine. But the thing is, people like Netflix, Disney, they don't care about these causes. They are just trying to, they're just trying to profit off of these causes that some people actually want to support. You know, the people that are creating the content, the activists that they hire to create these shows and movies, they truly do want to support these causes. I fully believe that, but Netflix doesn't. They're not hiring you because they really support your cause. They're hiring you because they know that if you support your cause in their show or in their movie, they will make some money off of that. But in reality, if you go woke, you go broke. If you're trying to only push a cause, if you're trying to only support your cause in your show or movie, the movie's not going to do well. The movie is not going to do well because people like me and like you watching this video most likely don't want to see that. We're out here. I'm fighting for the content to be king again, not the agenda. The agenda should never be, the agenda never was king and never will be king. If the agenda continues to run things, if the agenda continues to be what people focus on when they're creating content for Netflix, for Disney, all these other studios, if that continues to be the focus, then Hollywood will go away. Netflix will be the first streaming service to die. I believe that it will regardless. I think that for a while, Netflix seemed too big to fail, but I don't think that's the case anymore. I think Netflix will 100% be the first streaming service to die. And if they keep doing stuff like Masters of the Universe, that's not, like I said, it's not the only thing that's happened. Netflix does this all the time, but the Masters of the Universe thing really blew up. And we saw what happened to Disney Plus. We saw what happened to Disney from quarter 1 to quarter 2. They lost a good bit of profit. And Disney Plus is also losing subscribers. Whenever big things blow up like this, people are not ignoring it anymore. Whenever Gina Carano was fired, people didn't ignore it. They actually canceled Disney Plus. So many Star Wars fans that I know would love to watch The Bad Batch didn't get to watch The Bad Batch because they refuse to subscribe to Disney Plus. And it's going to be the same if Netflix keeps doing this stuff. If they have a couple more big incidents like this Kevin Smith and Masters of the Universe situation, they could seriously be in some big trouble. It only takes 2 or 3 more of these things, which is very likely if you follow Netflix's track record. They do this stuff, like I said, all the time. This is very likely to happen a couple more times for Netflix. And if that does happen, it could very well ruin Netflix's future. In a letter to shareholders, the company said it added more than 1.5 million subscribers overall in the second quarter of 2021, up from its forecast of 1 million. Now, like I said, this does seem like it's a good number, right? Adding 1.5 million subscribers overall in the second quarter, that seems great, right? But whenever you're talking about losing 400,000 subscribers in the US and Canada, that is where they really make their money. When they're talking about adding 1.5 million subs overall in the second quarter, they could be adding them in markets that just don't have to pay that much money to subscribe to Netflix. Disney Plus is having the same problem right now. They're growing a lot in markets like India, but they're only paying like $2 or $3 a month to subscribe to Disney Plus, and it could be very well the same for Netflix, which is actually probably a loss if you do the math on that. Considering how much people pay in the US and Canada, losing 400,000 subs and gaining 1.5 million subs in markets like India or other markets that just don't have to pay that much for Netflix, if you do that math, I'm sure that they're actually losing money, that they're actually losing profits, or maybe around breaking even. But regardless, the fact that Netflix isn't growing in this time, the fact that Netflix isn't booming in this time where other streaming services are really doing well, like HBO Max is doing extremely well right now, the fact that they are losing subs in the US and Canada is very telling. And it's honestly very worrying for the future. And then they go on to blame CV19. Obviously, I can't say the word on YouTube, but CV19 has created some lumpiness in our membership growth, the company said, and referring to higher growth last year resulting from lockdowns caused by the pandemic. You know, the company is experiencing slower growth this year. I don't agree with that statement at all. I think I've said this already in this video a couple times, but the lockdowns, the CV19 should do nothing but grow streaming services. It shouldn't hurt streaming services. The only excuse that they can make is maybe because Netflix is kind of focusing on originals now, it could slow down some productions of shows, but I still don't even think that's the case. You know, Netflix has been pumping out shows, they've been pumping out movies, so I don't think that that's a valid excuse. Maybe you could say because, you know, the economy is kind of on its way down because of this whole situation, the economy hasn't been doing as well as previously. Maybe you could say that certain people just don't have the money to subscribe to Netflix anymore in the US and Canada. Maybe that's an excuse. The article also says that Warner Media and Discovery Inc. announced plans to merge in May. Amazon also announced that in May it will buy MGM for $8.45 billion. Netflix said it hasn't found any opportunities to merge that it needed to act on. So I guess Netflix is kind of looking to merge, as that says right there. I don't know anything about that, but let me know in the comments if you know anything about that. And also let me know in the comments, what do you think about this whole situation about Netflix actually losing 400,000 subscribers when it comes to the US and Canada, very big markets that, you know, I would say is probably at least the US is the most important market to have right now because of how much you have to pay per month to subscribe to Netflix. I'm not even sure what the Canada numbers are to pay monthly for Netflix, but I'm sure that it's up there with the US. And whenever you gain 1.5 million subs, like I said, it could be in markets like India, because that article came out about Disney Plus where it was saying how much it costs for India to pay monthly for Disney Plus, and it's next to nothing compared to the US and Canada. So let me know what you think about the whole situation. Do you think that Netflix could actually die? And do you think that the Kevin Smith situation or similar situations like the Masters of the Universe situation where Netflix has ruined old IPs? Because Netflix has done some IPs very well, like Cobra Kai, but they also have ruined a lot more IPs. I would say they've made a lot of more shows that are very woke than they haven't. So let me know what you think about the whole situation. Could Netflix actually die? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the link to that will be in the description as well. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.